And we know the roads will be busy this week as Ohioans make their way to Thanksgiving celebrations.
According to AAA, more than 2 million drivers are expected to travel at least 50 miles from home between today and Sunday. And that's slightly more than what we saw last year.
But law enforcement across the state tell us they hope having more cars on the road does not turn into more arrests. During last year's Thanksgiving holiday weekend, Ohio Highway Patrol pulled over more than 300 people for driving impaired. Tonight is when many departments expect to see those dangerous drivers behind the wheel. Some actually call the night before Thanksgiving Blackout Wednesday, one of the biggest drinking nights of the holiday season, which raises that worry over possible drunk drivers.
Our Bob Jones reports as many of us are powering down for the week, troopers are stepping up enforcement. He also talked to a family touched by the tragedy of drunk driving, now sharing a powerful message, hoping to save lives.
It's devastating, and it's still devastating.
16 months have passed since Christi Sinchak lost her mother, Diane Clark, her uncle, Dave Miller, and Diane's boyfriend, Charles Neff, to a horrific crash on State Route 153 in Stark County. Deputies say a drunk driver who was also killed was going well over 100 miles per hour when he crashed head-on into the victim's car. That night, they were on their way to meet family for dinner, but never made it.
It just, one day they're there and the next day they're not. It's like it happened so fast, you didn't get to say goodbye.
Christi says her mom was a caring great-grandmother, a genuine person who opened a coffee shop in Louisville to connect with her community.
She just loved to greet everybody with her smile. That's what everyone would say. She always had a smile for everyone.
Today and over the following 4 days, the State Patrol is working to prevent tragedy, stepping up enforcement, watching for speeders and distracted drivers, with an added emphasis on getting drunk drivers off the highways and roadways.
What folks are going to see is that we're going to be just about everywhere. There's going to be a definite, visible, increased presence.
To put the concerns of drunk driving into perspective, the Ohio State Highway Patrol says between November 24th and 28th last year, there were 14 fatal crashes, killing 17 people. Half of those involved drugs or alcohol. Sergeant Ray Santiago says OSHP wants to spare families and troopers the agony of delivering news of a drunk driving tragedy.
There's nothing in our training manual that has ever prepared any of us for dealing with that emotional stress.
Christi is urging people to be responsible, call for a ride, or use a ride-sharing service if you've been drinking, and for bars and restaurants to pay attention too.
It's important for establishments to recognize when patrons have had too much and to stop serving.
As she prepares to spend her second Thanksgiving without 3 loved ones, Christi hopes her message will spare others from heartache.
It changed a lot of people's lives. It was 3 of our family members, and that affected a lot of people and a community. It just takes one time to do the wrong thing.
In Akron, Bob Jones, News 5.